How's it going, everyone? So the Packers have fallen to the 49ers again. Why is it always the 49ers? God. With a score of 21-24 in a game where, yeah, it was a very close game, and we had it. It's really the hope that freaking kills you at this rate, and the fact it's the 49ers. But it was a game where it felt like we could win this game. Like, it was never out of hand. We were driving, especially very well in the first half. Jordan Love was playing a great game. Aaron Jones, amazing on the ground once again. And come in the fourth quarter, and when Anders Carlson missed that field goal, I don't know if it's just a PTSD from all the heartbreak losses we've had in the playoffs, but at that point I was like, I've seen this before. I've watched this game many times before, and we're gonna lose, aren't we? Like, yes, this team has not gone through what the previous Rodgers-led teams against the 49ers have gone through, and this whole team didn't know anything about that heartbreak. It was a nice, fresh, young team, and unfortunately, they couldn't get it done. A lot of people want to blame Anders Carlson, which I understand. He missed that field goal. He has been very bad this entire season. And when he went up to go for a field goal kick, you never knew if he was going to make it. It was always very stressful. Like, still, special teams to this day, very stressful. And unfortunately, he missed it. And I still don't entirely place it on him. Like, we had our opportunities as the game kept progressing, especially in that second half where it seemed like we started rolling a little bit, but we couldn't get a 2-possession lead despite how many opportunities the defense kept affording us. We could never really get a multi-possession game to try to extend our lead. And when you do that and you can't get some type of lead and let a team like the 49ers, because the 49ers are a very, very good team, hang around, it usually doesn't spell very well for you. And unfortunately, that was the case here. They put together a great last drive, and it's not even entirely on Joe Barry. Joe Barry's defense, they played an amazing game. A lot of people that talked about this game thought the 49ers were going to blow us out. Wasn't going to be a game. Some people in previous videos are saying we're going to get blown out 35-13, and that wasn't the case. We had this game all the way up until the last couple of minutes. And like I said, Joe Barry played a heck of a defense. The defense played very well. And even throughout, I was getting nervous when Quay Walker would go out with cramps. Jair, I thought he messed up his ankle again. And Devontae Wyatt going out for a period of time, like, solid, just dropping like flies. But yet this defense still played very well against a very tough 49ers team with a ton of weapons. I thought we did well against Christian McCaffrey. I was afraid he could dash us. He ended up not having the greatest game until the end, and he did go for 17 carries and 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. But the way our run defense usually has been, that's actually pretty good for who's considered one of the best backs in the league currently this season, if not the best back, the way he's just been terrorizing defenses. So Joe Barry, he put a very good playoff run. I don't know if this is going to save his job. His contract's done after this season. We'll see what happens. I think at this point in time, Matt LaFleur and the management should have a good idea of who Joe Barry is. Pretty much his ceiling. Like, I don't think he can get better than these 2 postseason runs, and it was a very good postseason run for him. I don't know if it'll save his job, and depending on who's out there, because I know I've been calling for Joe Barry's name for this entire season, pretty much, as long as pretty much everyone has. He had a great postseason run, so I had to give him credit. He put us in a position to win. We held the 49ers to only 24 points with a very explosive offense. So Joe Barry, you did a good job. Yes, we played soft coverage towards the tail end, but we also didn't give the defense, we didn't put them in good position a lot of times, especially with the pick. And oh man, it sucks. But either way, Joe Barry, good defensive plan. Thought defense played very well. I was very happy to see that. Jordan Love played a very good game up until the end, but we should remember that as much as this loss sucks to the 49ers, again, fifth straight postseason loss to the 49ers. They are the bane of my existence at this rate. This was a season, we weren't even supposed to be here. The motto, playing with house money, became pretty much the theme for this Packers. And yeah, there'll be, of course, those people that will be like, well, this sucks so much, we shouldn't have just made the playoffs. We should have got a better draft pick. But at the end of the day, this was a lot of great experience for such a very young team. Jordan Love, I hope, and I think he will, he should, learn from that interception that he threw that ended this game. And I don't even put on Jordan Love entirely of why we lost. There was multiple things of why we lost this game. But the experience is going to go a long way, I feel, for this team. Very young team. And also, just remember after the Cowboys game, how amazing it felt to destroy the Cowboys. Like, yes, we're now at a low because of this heartbreak, but the high of our getting into the playoffs and defeating and dismantling the Cowboys was amazing. So we knew this was going to be a rebuilding year in a sense, trying to figure out what we have. And there were going to be growing pains. And unfortunately, the growing pains popped back up against the 49ers in the divisional playoff. But we learned a lot. And we know we have our guy in Jordan Love. Like, he is him still. We know we have our third franchise quarterback. And we'll just have to eventually lock him up in the offseason. I believe it's March, April, or May. I forget which date that we'll be able to actually extend him. And it's going to be an interesting offseason to see what changes are made. Joe Barry is going to be the biggest one. If we keep him, or do we move on? I think that's going to be the top one that many of us are going to be wondering. Anders Carlson, yes, a lot of people want him cut. I get it. Rookie kicker. Very inaccurate this season, was inaccurate in college. Yes, he did technically have a slightly better season than Mason Crosby in his rookie year, when Mason Crosby looked very shaky in his rookie year campaign, but I don't think Anders Carlson will get cut. I feel like they should at least bring in some kicking competition against him, because he was atrocious this year. It's not good, especially when Matt LaFleur is saying, hey, I pray every time he goes out there. Yeah, so are we. We're praying he kicks a 30-yard field goal down the middle. That's not good. That's not good at all. So at the end of the day, I still don't think he'll get cut, but they need to bring in some competition. And hopefully he improves along with this entire team. And, well, the offseason will be very interesting, seeing what pieces we gain, who we get in the draft. Do we go in the free agency, and who do we sign? Packers don't really typically do that, but this is a slightly different Packers team that has done it to fill in some key missing pieces. It's still a very young core, so we'll see where that puts us. But next year, obviously the expectations for us will probably be Super Bowl at this rate. But for now, let's just try to get through this tough loss, adding another memory to our PTSD moments against the 49ers and that whole division because the Seahawks. And just remember the good times. Cowboys game was an amazing time where we got 2010 vibes, and just taking some time to get past this game. Let's not overreact and try to cut Anders Carlson and ask for his job, because we'll want to. Not blame the refs, because even though they were atrocious, especially with spotting the ball, we still had our opportunities and we did not get it done. At the end of the day, we did not get it done in the red zone. Unfortunately, just settling for field goals, missing a 4th and 1. Yes, it was a bad spot, but still try to take the game out the ref's hand and get a multi-score lead. That's on us. And it's something we'll learn from. And the future's bright. The future is very bright for this young Packers team, and hopefully they can continue to take the next step. But let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll still be making videos this entire offseason, especially going up to the draft and anything that pops up Packer related, because there will probably be a bit of offseason news and some pondering of what's going to happen with our roster and who's leaving. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, go Pack Go.